Hey guys, Nation here, back here with some more GTA gameplay. Let's start this off with a front flip that sadly I failed, just like my math test. Sorry mom. Let's try this again, and we oddly stick for landing, but this time we get blown up. Anyway, let's move on to today's heist, which is the Fleeca Job. Now for this I will need one other person, so I have decided to bring in Blake, other known as G, but I call him Blake because, well, I actually have no idea why I call him Blake, but that is besides the point. Anyway, the first setup is basically driving Lester to this bank, basically being his Uber. Almost at the bank, and I get bored, so I decide what any man would do. I drive right off a cliff. Both of us are now satisfied and can continue with this heist prep. At the bank now, and Lester finally does some work and hacks into the cameras and shows us what we need to do. But seeing how tiny the bank is, I just don't understand why we can't go in, put a couple C4 down, and then light them up. But now, we have to go to Lester's facility to pick up a black van with candy in it. I mean supplies for this heist. We arrive to apparently this woman just waiting for us. I have suspicion, but we all get in the black van and drive back to my place to set up a board. One setup down, one to go. This setup is basically stealing an armored car so we don't get injured by the police and we can escape easily. But of course we decide to go in headstrong in the parking lot, and of course we both die. So take number 2, and we decide to go more slowly and attack with caution, and this time we manage to steal the Karuma. But G is our driver, and the first thing he does is back up into me, almost killing me. So we come to the conclusion of letting me drive instead. Now that we have the Karuma, we just gotta drive it back to Lester's and leave it under the bridge. So now it's heist time, but before we can continue, I need my green juice. So it's heist time, but I think Lester is a bit too excited to see G because he literally gets in his face. Where's the respect, man? G is now uncomfortable but can't do anything about it, so we just move on with life. So on to the first task of a heist, where we need to go to this sketchy bridge and pick up the Karuma so we can get out of the bank safely without the cops shooting us. So once we get in the Karuma, I realize I have to drive there and score less than 6% of damage, otherwise we can fail the elite challenge, and I do not want that. So no pressure to me. G, you have all the easy work. Pulling up on the bank at the same time as G finishing the hack, and I cannot be more impressed with this team. But always remember, before going into a bank, always put on your mask so no one notices you. As soon as we're in, I'm told to take out all the security cameras, which I do gratefully and don't miss a single shot. I mean, wow. Just look at that accuracy. Not to mention, on the last camera I take out, I almost shoot a hostage when I turn around. So yeah, we almost had to restart it. My fault, my bad. Now back in the Karuma, escaping the police, and I cannot believe during this entire heist we do not take any damage. I mean, we are exact pros at this. The only thing stopping us is the cops behind us or the barricades in front of us, but I luckily with my driving skills drive right by them and do not slow down at all. After all the barricades, we approach this chopper that is our getaway vehicle for today. So we approach it and he says to drive directly under him, so we do exactly what he says. Directly under the chopper, and he picks us up and brings us to God knows where. After waiting for several minutes, we finally load and we pass with flying colors. Well, almost. We did not quite get the elite challenge, but we did get the vehicle damage under 6%, which I am very impressed with. But who cares about the elite, because we are now somewhat richer. I invite G over to my apartment for nothing but whiskey and wine, for we clearly have deserved it. If you have enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and if you have done that, then G is considering about buying a computer to start recording with me as well. Anyway, have a great day and see you next time.